Mhm. Hey, what's happening, everybody? It's your favorite leather craftsman, R.D. Muhammad, the leather cowboy, right here at Premier Leather Craft Studios. I just wanted to come on real quick, you guys. I'm not going to be here long, but all over social media right now, uh, everywhere over social media right now, a lot of newer crafters are asking same age-old questions. Now, these questions will always come regardless of how long you've been leather crafting or how long you've been following on some of these platforms. A lot of them will still come. And what that simply means, ladies and gentlemen, is um, a lot of people are going to be asking repetitive questions. Now, with that being said, I'm going to do another more up to date video on answering this same question. What do we do with all of our leftover hides or leftover pieces, leftover leather? Now, I wish that I could pick this up and show you guys, but right over here up under my leather table, I have three totes. The clothing totes that you purchase from Walmart. I have three of them that are full of scrap pieces. Um, be it now, I have three different ones because if I'm doing belts, quite naturally, you're going to have some little pieces about this long, various sizes, various width, anywhere from however wide you're making your belts. All of my belts now generally come an inch and a half to an inch and three quarters. I don't do anything under an inch and a half unless it's a dress belt or a casual belt where it's just solid color. But most of the time, I'm using the oil hides where it's already pre-dyed. Those are great for you guys. If you're into doing dress belts or casual belts where the customer just wants solid color, no tooling, nothing on there, just the belt and the buckle, I would encourage you to buy at least the top two. The top two is the black oil tan and the brown oil tan. Those you can get out very quickly. Still do a little minor work, a little polishing, whatever the case may be, but you guys get those out. Now, what I'm going to show you guys that what I've done. Now, I'm not into the boot making, but I do want to preserve the soles of my boots as long as I possibly can. So now this is a company that I teamed up with, became an affiliate marketer for, that's out of the Chinese market overseas. Now these boots are great. You can't beat $35. Now, uh, don't if you're into purchasing those, or if you're into boots like I am, I wear boots every day. But however, the products that are coming from overseas, a lot of them just have the rubber sole. And these soles wear out very quickly. So what I done, took some scrap leather that I had from I think this was a purse that might have went a little crazy. But I took the 8 to 9 ounce, put I glued this piece on here. Now, if you're going to do this, again, this is just to prolong the life a little bit, just to give you a little extra extended time. And but you definitely want to uh, put you some leather on the bottom of these, the heel as well. Now, I've already prepped the heel. If you're going to do this, and I use the Wellwood, you guys already know I'm a big fan of the Wellwood. I go through a lot of this stuff, at least a can a week. But for the soles, now you can buy shoe soles that's leather. You can get those from Tanny. That's the real hard, really hard leather. But I just have now. You can use just the regular veg tan. All you're going to do is you're going to soak that leather completely and then let it completely dry out. When that leather starts to evaporate the water in there, it's going to completely dry out. Oh my God, it's going to get really hard. But I coated my the bottom of these boots twice with the weldwood, and that's going to give me a extra added hold that I need in order to keep the soles on here. Now, I'm not doing any stitching on these. These are not going to get stitched. These are just glued because I just want to preserve and prolong the life of the existing sole on the boot. Now, I had one pair of brown boots that I didn't do this on, and man, in this Florida heat on the asphalt, the concrete, it really ran through that Chinese rubber like nobody's business. So I learned, I said, well, okay, I wasn't too mad because, like I said, I only spent $35 on these boots, but $35 is still $35 to some people. So what I did this time, I said, well, what I'm going to do here is I'm going to just use the scrap leather that I have, and I'm going to put a leather sole on these. And then I just trimmed off this top part of this so I can put my my clamps on here. And then we're going to let this dry out overnight. I generally say about 24 hours. The one thing that you do, being that you're not going to, I'm not stitching these, I want to make sure that these edges are really contact cemented down. So the last thing you want to do is have your new attached sole flopping off. So again, this is not boot making. This is just something that I'm showing you guys what you can do with some of your scrap pieces. So if you have a pair of boots and you want to resole them, you definitely can do that because this is in our field. Now, another thing that I want to get to here is something else that you can do with your leather scraps. Now, and this is big enough, I can still do something with that. So I'm going to throw that back in the box. But here is the one thing that you can do with your leather scraps. ID cuffs or bracelets, ladies and gentlemen. These can always be used, especially from your belt blanks, the little pieces. And that's exactly what this was. This was a piece that was cut off from a belt. And all I did, I took it, came up with a little simple design, a little tapered design. If you guys can see that, it's wide up here at the top, and then it narrows down at the bottom. And went ahead, did a simple tooling design on there, antiqued it, put a little antique gel on there, and some Resolene, sealed it all up. And this is a piece. Now, when you're thinking in the terms of business, I see a lot of people coming in and going out. I want to make sure that the mic is that you guys can hear me. But I'll check it out on the replay. If not, I'll pull it down and redo another one. Now, you've already gotten paid from the work that you performed on your belts. Now, this is where we utilize every piece of leather to wind up making even more. Now, that extra money that I'm going to pull off of the cuff here. So, depending on where your skill set is and where you are in your leather crafting, my belts range anywhere from $115 and up. And there are some crafters out there that's commanding like $600. I mean, you guys keep practicing, keep crafting, you will get there. But this cuff here is an additional $45 to $55, depending on how you tool it. You guys see that? Depending on how you tool it. Just a simple Sheridan design into that. And I've already contact cemented my liner in there. This is rubber cement, because what I'm going to do, I'm going to pull this off, tighten it up, and get those wrinkles out. You don't want those wrinkles if you're going to put a liner in there. Now, cuffs don't necessarily require a liner. You can just edge slick the inside of those fibers and get the fibers of the leather smooth and slick. And you can dye those and then just let it rip like that. But the more you start to do your crafting work, and especially because I'm going to stitch this. This is my stitching groove here. So I'm going to go back and chisel punch that, stitch that in, and then the interior part is going to be the lining in the inside. But I am going to pull this off. Now, if you guys always remember this, anytime you are putting two pieces of leather together, or especially a liner, you want to rubber cement the lining in here first until you get it stretched and all of the wrinkles out, where it's just smooth all the way on the inside. That reflects your craftsmanship and your work. See, I want to pull all of these wrinkles and creases out. So we rubber cement first. Then once we get it all tightened and wrinkles are pulled and it's formed and shaped just like we want it to, then I'm going to come back and contact cement. And the contact cement is going to be a permanent setting. So I'm still worried, man. People are jumping in and out. So I'm wondering if the sound is off. However, this is just some helpful tips for you guys to do, and how you can, one, use all of your leather, and then two, extend the make even more money. And you can even do watch bands, watch cuffs, leather jewelry, leather rings. These are very popular if you find the right market to sell these in. But leather rings, oh my God, you can do so much with these. I even have some with you can go, I went on to Amazon and bought a bag of the glass dragon eyes. So you can literally put the dragon eye inside of one of these. I only did one, but you can get a bag of the dragon eyes, all different sizes, for like $5 to $7, no more than $9, depending on if you're a Prime member. You get free shipping. But you can take that dragon eye, drop the dragon eye in the ring, and then there is a tool. You take your mule's foot, actually, and it's small enough to do the work on here. You can do the mule's foot to simulate the dragon scales. That, ladies and gentlemen, is very fire. And then I got to sort that down. But then if you use the dragon eye, you can always take your angel hair tool and then do like the eye, like the inner lashes, and then the eye, the lash or the eyebrow on the dragon. You can tool that any kind of way you want to. But ladies and gentlemen, these are very, 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 very popular right now, especially overseas. A lot of people in Europe and Germany, in those areas, the leather jewelry is rocking. So I would say do you a set with the bracelet, the ring together, and go ahead and max that out and get the whole $50 or the whole $60, depending on what your craftsmanship is. And you can really make these pieces pop. But the watch bands and the watch cuffs, I got these watches off of Temu. I think it was either Temu or AliExpress. But you can buy these little watches for about $2 to $3 a piece. And then you turn around and you're not really into the watch business, but you're into selling the watch bands. And then you can mark these up, ladies and gentlemen, as much as $60, $65, $70, depending on how fancy you get with the watches. But these are what you can do with your leather scrap pieces. Another piece that I did out of some belt blank scraps is the slappers. Now, these are very popular too. These are the old school New York, Philadelphia style slappers. Now, I wound up putting a Latigo lace in here and using that as the lanyard. So when you're holding it in your hand, now these are strictly for self-defense, non-lethal. Check with your state laws, and you can tell this was scrap right here because I was just coming up with the design to see exactly how it was going to work. But now I have the pattern. This is something else that you guys can take and use your scrap leather out of. These right here, ladies and gentlemen, are very, very popular right now. there's one particular crafter that I like to follow, Odin Leather. I don't know how many of these Odin does, but when I saw him doing it on his YouTube channel, which props to Odin, thank you for giving me the idea. I never even thought about making these, but now I think the legality part, and this is the part that you want to check in your state. You want to, some states you can't put anything in between these. You can't put a little something to make it, really hurt. But just basic leather, and you can dry these out again, or you can use the sole leather, which is already, God, that stuff is hard. Or you can just dry out some of your 8 to 9 ounce belt scraps that you have, completely submerge them in water, and then let them dry out as long as it takes in the sun naturally. So just wet them and forget it. And then by the time you get to putting these together, man, these things they'll really leave a mark. And plus they'll get you out of some tight spaces again, non-lethal. So nobody's going to die from these. But oh my God, if you slap them across that noggin with this thing right here, they will get back. So, or they're going to go on about their business. Plus, you can make them as long. I made this one 13 inches because I wanted to get a little reach. So, again, these are very popular. Old school. New York, Philadelphia police officers used to carry these. I do know they carried them in London. And this was the first phase before they started going to the little clobbers, where they went to the little wood, looked like a little Louisville slugger. Then they went to the batons and the sticks. Well, they went to the sticks, then the batons. So they evolved over time, but these were first, the old school slappers. Now, I have seen some that you can order online where they use the little, maybe like a 3 to 4 ounce grade of leather. But those are the ones that have the springs and the little lead ball. Again, I'm not telling you to go that far because I don't know what the laws are in your state. So first, check what the laws in your state. If you know a police officer, just ask him. They'll tell you, But if it's solid leather, you don't even have to worry about that because it's just like if you slap somebody with your belt. Solid leather, and then it's not going to kill them. But if you submerge that in water and let it get hard, you might knock a tooth loose. But hey, I'm just saying, self-defense only, ladies and gentlemen, self-defense only. If you know someone who is in the security business, like a club bouncer or something like that, these can be sold to them very quickly, and you can sell a lot. You can sell a lot of these. Anyone who is in the security business, clubs, events, or venues to where they have people posted up to maintain crowd control, these right here are a great product and a tool to sell. And you can sell them as upward, depending on, again, what kind of design. I'm not going to put any design into these. Just going to stitch them all together. Now, this one is 3 layers thick here. This one is 3 layers. But I'm not going to do any tooling on these at all. I was just coming up with the base pattern. But these, ladies and gentlemen, go as high as that I've seen online without the little extra something in between them. I've seen these go as high as $60. Not bad. Not bad for some scrap leather. So again, you guys, these are just some things that we come up with. If you guys are just not coming in late, we're getting ready to sign off, but just giving you some ideas on what you can do with your scrap pieces and continuously make money. Even if you don't have any orders in, ladies and gentlemen, this is the time that you should take those scrap pieces and do some doodling or tooling, freehand, work on your carving, work on your stamp work. There's videos that's on my channel to where I show you guys how to take the 8 basic stamps that come in the beginner's kit. Those 8 basic stamps can make 64 different patterns and stamping patterns. So don't get dismayed and think that you got to go out here and spend hundreds and thousands of dollars on buying different stamps. You will get there. But first, learn how to take those 8 basic stamps and turn them different ways to create and make your own different patterns. But if you guys are interested in seeing that video, that's down into my video channel. Just scroll down in there, how to take the 8 basic stamps and make 64 different tooling patterns. So in these little projects like these, you don't even have to get off into carbon. You can just do a lot with stamp work. And then now, if you don't have a website or a channel on social media where you're selling, reselling, and marketing these, spend you a quick little $25, $30 and hit the local flea market. You already have a bunch of products that's there, but it showcases and lets the people know in your area what type of leather crafter you are. All right, you guys, this is the Leather Craftsman, the Leather Cowboy right here at Premier Leather Crafters in the Dirty South. You guys already know, man, this is where I lay my head at. I'm further now in the South. So if you guys are in the Alabama area, I'm no longer in Alabama. So I know customers have been calling thinking that I'm still in Alabama, but I'm not. I kept my Alabama number, but we are now in Florida. But if you guys still want me to do work that's in the Alabama area, all you got to do is just ship it to me. Give me a call, ship it to me. I'll get the work done and still ship it back just like always. I'll see you guys on the other side. Keep crafting. Don't never stop crafting. Keep crafting. Get better at it. Get better at whatever area in this leather business that you are doing. If you're going to start out small just by making cuffs and bracelets, you can make a nice secondary income just by doing these, ladies and gentlemen. I know a lot of crafters, male and female. This is all they do is make different bracelets and cuffs. And you can make a nice living. I'll see you guys on the other side. Until next time, peace.